Yeah, I think they are in a tough spot. However, Connacht are welcoming back Mac Hansen and Bundyaki. And as you rightly said, they're just about the last game for Andy Friend. There's apart from a few players at Ulster that are leaving, it's very much a settled coaching group there. And the Connacht lads will definitely want to send Andy Friend out with a bit of a bang. So we'll wait and see what Connacht pitches up. They give Glasgow a hell of a match there in their last URC game in the final round. There was only 2 points in it. There was a bit of a capitulation in the second half with a change of the whole front row. And I think Andy Friend, had it in his head that he needed to rest a few guys as well, keep them fresh. And when Finlay Beelum, Buckley went off, they really were under the pump, especially around set piece time. But, those guys are going to be playing at least 60 minutes in this game. With the guys that I mentioned coming back in, Ralston will probably play in one wing. You might have Porch slipping back into fullback. If Jack Carty has to have a pivotal game. He has to have. Too many times I've been sitting chatting to you about how good he's been or how inconsistent or poor that he's been as well. So as club captain, he's got to lead by example. He's got to drive his team, and that just doesn't mean throwing the right passes. He's got a tremendous kicking game. He showed that for Ireland as well. He's been at a Rugby World Cup. He has to stand up, and if Connacht are going to have any chance in this match, he has to have a stormer. Yet again, Leinster playing at the Aviva Stadium. We're hearing that there's around 20,000 tickets available, or a smaller crowd that are going to be at the Aviva. They seem to be playing a lot of games at the Aviva, and unfortunately for all the other teams that are going there, they're playing very, very well at the Aviva. It's almost like a home away from home these days. So, yeah, expect a win here for Leinster. They're 1-16 to get the result. There's 18 points in the handicap. There is no Etzebeth for the Sharks. There's no Sia Kalise for the Sharks. I think they're missing one or two others as well. Maybe one in Japan also. So, this is a Sharks team that can score good tries and a lot of points, but they also ship a lot of points, and expect Leinster to rack up a bit of a score here. Will there be the only thing that you might say to Leinster after their huge win against Toulouse? Will there be a drop off in performance? Will Leo Cullen, swap a few guys in that have been ever present in the URC for his Leinster team? He might well do so, but we've seen that all year, and there hasn't been a drop off. So I think that this is only going to be one way traffic. This is definitely going to be the game of the weekend. It has to live up to all the hype and build up. And I'm giving Munster a really good chance here. I think Munster are going to nick this one. I know Glasgow are probably the informed team in the competition and have been for the last number of months. They have a really good home record, but put in RG Snyman into the second row, put in Tag Byrne into the second row. And you have Peter O'Mahony, he'll be leading the charge. You probably have Jack O'Donoghue as well in the back row, and Gavin Coombs, who's a try-scoring machine. So if they can get their front row right, I know it's been a sticking point all season for them, but I tell you what, that defeat at home, especially that first half performance, it was verging on embarrassing. And Graham Rowntree, I've worked under Graham Rowntree, the coach that he is, that would have hurt, and he would have let the players know how much it would have hurt. Not only him and the fans, and he'll be looking for a serious reaction, and expect this one to be a feisty contest. We all know that Glasgow, there seems to be a bit of beef between these two sides, and I'm certainly looking forward to this one. I'm actually flying over. John Barkley, Tom Shanklin, and myself will be over for Viaplay, and Alan Quinlan's actually heading over for commentary, and he'll be alongside Chris Patterson. So it's going to be a really good team over there to enjoy what's going to be a good game. As you rightly said, only 1 point in the handicap, but I'm going to go for a Munster win, and I just feel that I tipped Munster at the start of the season, and then after about 4 games, I was like, "What the heck was I doing?" But they've got it together. They're a united bunch. They have a strong team coming back together, and one world class player can make a difference to a side. But when you have 2 or 3 that are coming back into the fold, they really are going to be a match for any of the teams left in the competition. Yeah, so my picks for the URC quarterfinals are as follows. I think home advantage is going to play a large part for a few of the teams. I'm going to go for a Stormers win against the Bulls. I'm going to go for Connacht to beat the handicap, which is 10 points. So Connacht +10 on the handicap. I'm going to go for a Leinster to beat the handicap of 18 points. For some reason, I just think they're going to run a riot in this match. So Leinster -18. And I'm going to go for a Munster just to sneak the win. And if you do all those with an accumulator, it works out at nearly 9-1. So that's my tips for the weekend.